How's it doing, class? I wanted to make this video to walk you guys through assignment 3.1, Intro to Assemblies. And I believe that this video is going to be about 5 minutes, so I'm going to go a little quickly, but you can always rewind and pause the video, okay? So when we're at 3.1, you're going to click Intro to Assemblies. This will actually take you right to the OnShape website. Once you get to 3.1, for Intro to Assemblies, we're going to be working on the exercise today. Now, remember, it's probably best to set this up side by side. So we're actually going to split this in half, and you'll be able to use one part of the assignments, another part of the OnShape docket. You can click Hide, and we'll be going right through the instructions right here. So you're going to insert this part, and we're going to fix it, okay? So once we go to the next step, the first step is going to open this public document. This is going to be a public document from OnShape. They provided it right here. Once I click it, it's going to load up that document, and I'm going to load that part. Okay. Now I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to select here, make a copy. I'm going to name the copy my first and last name. Okay. I'm going to click OK. Now I've taken the public document that OnShape provided, and I'm going to make my own copy. And we're going to go through manipulating and moving this part around. And this is the first part of assemblies, okay? Good. First step out the way. We're going to create an assembly with this part. So we're going to select the plus sign, and then we're going to select create assembly, okay? So in our, again, this is our graphics area. For our assembly, we're going to select the plus sign, and we're going to select create assembly, okay? Create assembly, okay? One more time, I'm going to select the plus sign. I'm going to select create assembly. Now I'm taking that part, and we're going from a single part, right? And we're going to bring it into an assembly, okay? Give it a little time to load. Okay, now once I'm here, I'm going to go to my next slide. Now I'm in the assembly. I'm going to bring in a part, okay? So it tells me I'm going to insert a part. Insert the part into the assembly, select insert. So right here, insert, you see these parts, boom, it's the part I was just working on, okay? So I'm going to select universal joint flange. I'm going to select the check mark. My part is in. Good, that's step 3 out the way, okay? Moving on to step 4. Now, this gets a little funky. It's okay if you are having some problems with this, but I'm going to walk you guys through this twice, and I'll try to take my time when we're going through this. Now, what it wants you to do, we're going to move our viewing cube, we're going to rotate the part, and then we're going to select the underside of the part itself, okay? Now, remember, you can right-click, which if I look at my mouse, I'm going to right-click, right, left-click, right-click, okay? I can right-click the cube. You can also right-click on your computer as well. Right-click, and I'm going to rotate it to the bottom, okay? Rotate to the bottom. And while I'm looking at the bottom, it's probably best to try to make it look just like the picture here. We're going to try to make that copy look exactly like it. I'm going to select on the underside, and you'll see I get this the parts right here showing, okay? And what that looks like is I'm going to go to the next slide now that we have that look there. And it looks a little different. That's perfectly fine. We're going to select next slide. You're going to right-click the center circle. Right-click the center circle, the circle right there. You're going to select move to origin. Move to origin. Okay, perfect. We're going to go to the next slide now. There it goes. And you see this arrow here, this arrow that's going down. We're going to right click that arrow, and I'm going to select align with Z. Align with Z. Now it says that it has no effect. Really what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to select that right arrow. We're going to have to select anti-align with Z. Anti-align with Z. That's what you want it to look like right there, okay? Then from there, remember, we're going to select isometric. isometric view, and it should be upright like this, okay? Next slide. Once we have it upright, we're going to right click and we're going to select fix. Okay, we'll do that for you guys one more time because I understand that you guys may have missed that. Okay, so I right click and I can rotate it. I'm going to select the underside. I get these triads again. This is just the triads that I'm going to be moving. That circle, I'm going to right click that circle. I'm going to move to origin. Perfect. I'm going to right click this arrow here. I'm going to select anti-align with Z, anti-align with Z. I'm going to select here my viewing cube, and I'm going to select isometric, and it should be upright. Last but not least, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to fix, okay? Once I select fix, I'm where I need to be. We're going to look at the mass properties. The mass properties, actually, if I can move myself out the way, is going to be the scales, okay? So if I select over here, and I'm actually going to make this bigger for this one, you're going to select the scales, and you want to look at these part. So if I just select the scales by itself, if I select scales, I need to click on the part, and then I get the mass properties. So I get the mass, get the value, surface area, and I get the location, which is the X, Y, and Z. Now, your location may be a little off. That's perfectly fine. I really more so want you guys to be able to see this part sitting upright, okay? Which means that if I select this arrow and I select isometric view, your part should be sitting upright, almost looking like a plug sitting up. And then you're going to select mass properties. And I want to see if you guys have this numbers, okay? If you have the same numbers as me, you're perfectly fine, all right? That's all there is to it, to the exercise for 3.1. If you're still having issues, feel free to rewind me. And if you think that you get stuck on some parts, you can always ask me questions, and we'll walk through this in class. Take care.